Howdy folks, and welcome to yet another farm build. Today we will be building an acid farm. You may be wondering what happened to doing a liquid explosive farm. Well, while liquid explosive is worth a lot of money, it's very close to circuit board as far as the maximum potential gains based on the efficiency of complexity points. But it falls a little short, under 2 million. But what's the point if it's just for units? So if you're thinking about liquid explosive, you may as well just go circuit board. But acid, one of the two components of liquid explosive, is actually very useful. It is the bottleneck of creating atmosphere harvesters. Each atmosphere harvester requires 2 acid, 1 heat capacitor and 2 voltaic cells. The cells are easy to farm from caves. The heat capacitors will be addressed in another video, but the acid, not only does it require 12 fungal mould and 1 mordite to craft, you need 2 of them per harvester. So if you are planning any large scale harvesting over multiple planets, you're going to need a lot of it, and if you just need a few, you can harvest them from this farm we're building now. So let's take a closer look at this acid farm. It runs on a cycle of 60 minutes and is designed to be harvested once. Now we could almost double the output of acid by harvesting twice here, but the huge 28 acid per harvest you'll get from this is more than enough for the average person. But for those who wish the ultra efficient 30-minute harvest, 60-minute cycle version, please see the description for the buildings you'll need to build and the resources required to build them. As with the circuit board and living glass farms, anyone playing on PC, normal difficulty and located in Euclid will be able to visit this farm and harvest its goods. I can't believe I actually have to say this, but please do not claim a base on this planet or the system. The circuit board farm has already been claimed, and in doing so has overridden the many hours of work I put into building it for you guys, rendering it useless. I won't say the name of the player as I've yet to find out if it was malicious or a mistake. If they're just going to be overridden, I could save myself 12 hours each time by doing the example in creative mode. Anywho, if you were just going to sell this acid, you wouldn't get all that much. They are only worth 316,800 units each, so 8,870,400 for the full harvest. You could however farm 5,600 cactus flesh and make 28 unstable gel with that, to then combine with the acid for liquid explosive to net yourself 30,815,400 for the lot. But as this would require the harvesting of an additional 56 Aquino cactus in the wild, the time spent doing that would be better spent visiting other farms. This is a utility farm to the ends of future riches. To build this base you'll need a toxic planet to utilise the ability to plant fungal cluster on the planet's surface. Also partly to keep it at an even 28 and not require finding of an extra wild fungal cluster, there is more than just a galactic trade terminal present. You will find a beacon for extra visibility even though it's visible from the gate, but more for those entering from space, as well as a landing pad and a single nip plant to fill the empty plot in the domes. The full list of buildable items for this farm is 1 galactic trade terminal, 1 beacon, 1 landing pad, 2 biodomes, 1 ladder, 1 door, this can be a hollow door or normal door, 1 nip, 28 mordite root, and 336 fungal cluster. Yes, that got fairly harsh with that last one, didn't it? The required resources to build this monolith of miso are 500 emerald, 5 circuit board, 9 voltaic cell, 5 weatherproof rubber, 1 lubricant, 4 living glass, 10 glass, 160 titanium, 170 iron, 10 kelp sack, 1 geknip, 7,420 carbon, 14,560 thallium, 840 mordite and 33,600 fungal mould. That last one again. On the plus side, with only 2 domes compared to the other farms, this is actually pretty cheap. If you want hollow doors instead, you'll need a further 50 carbon, 250 radon and 250 sulfurine, or 1 organic catalyst if you already have it crafted. If this is your first farm, then you may not already have some of the items listed, like living glass, voltaic cells, weatherproof rubber, lubricants and circuit boards. So here are the base resources required to craft them. For 5 circuit boards you'll need 500 frost crystal, 1000 selenium, 500 cactus flesh and 1000 star bulb. Make all that into 5 heat capacitors and 5 polyfiber and make those into 5 boards. For the 9 voltaic cells you'll need 450 marrow bulb, which can be gathered in caves from glowing marrow bulb plants. For 5 weatherproof rubber you'll simply need 250 kelp sack. You can obtain kelp sack on ocean worlds via harvesting glowing orbs on the ocean floor, usually connected to tentacle-like protrusions. With the lubricant you're going to need 50 copperite and 400 gamma root, just combine those to make your lubricant. The 4 living glass will require 1600 gamma root, 1000 frost crystal and 200 copperite. Make these materials into 4 lubricant and 4 glass, combine those to make your 4 living glass. And finally, for the 10 glass, you'll simply need 2500 frost crystal, which you can craft into 10 glass. As for the building itself, first install your galactic trade terminal inside the default circular building, then put in your landing pad. A good place here is behind the default circular building. Next, place the biodomes. The first needs to go on top of the default circular building, with the second freestanding anywhere you wish within the circular buildable restriction. Then sort the access. Put the ladder in the default circular room to gain access to the biodome on top, then add a door to the freestanding dome. Put your beacon wherever you please within the building area. Putting your beacon here will allow other players to see it. Beacons are not visible by other players anywhere else. Beacons are one of the best ways to denote your base being present to portal travellers, the best method being an exocraft pad. Then whack all the crops in, put your 28 Mordite in the domes and add the nip to prevent OCD rage quitting. Then go ahead and plant all 336 of your fungal clusters on the planet's surface anywhere within the circular buildable restriction. When doing this, you may wish to use buildings as a guide in order to keep things neat. I like using corridors. I'll place them and then plant the crops neatly, partially underneath on both sides. Done correctly, when you remove the corridors, you'll get a straight and compact double line of crops that is super easy to harvest by walking over the top of them. If you do this method, you'll need to do it before filling the domes, or you won't have the complexity to build the temporary corridors, etc. And there we have it, a fairly badass acid making machine. Remember, if you play on PC in normal mode and are located within the Euclid Galaxy, you will be able to visit and harvest from this farm. It is barely a minute on foot from the portal, so super efficient for farming. The portal address and galactic coordinates can be found on screen now, as well as a description on the Farmers Market farm database where you can find screenshots of the base and planet. Also, remember not to claim a base on this planet or any other planet in the system. Doing so will ruin it for everyone. I hope this guide has been helpful, and if it has, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already for more, and maybe think about joining my Patreon. $1 a month is a great way to support the channel and my work, while also giving you early access to the videos. But above all, have an awesome day, folks.